What procedures and processes are you putting in place to manage company growth?
As we've been building structure, we look at how do we create structure that makes sense for us. So, for instance, we have what's called the weekly manifest, which is our version of a weekly staff meeting, but it's structured in a way that allows us to identify what's giving us energy. It allows us to talk about, where are we doing battle. It allows us to speak to sort of what's out on the horizon, as well as what are some of the structures and new systems that we're putting in place. And it's actually a 4-element model. So we start with water, which is very much, like, okay, let's check in. What's giving you energy? What's something to celebrate? And sort of create that emotional container. Yeah. Right. Then we go into fire, which is, all right, where are we doing battle right now? Like where's the edge? And this is problem solving. This is elevating key issues and so on. Right. Then comes earth, which is what are some of the structures and new systems and sort of the operational things we're putting in place that allow growth over time. And then lastly is air, which is really about vision, like what's out on the horizon, sort of more bigger picture looking forward. So that's been one framework. The other thing has been getting clear on mission critical path. And so for us recently, it's been retainers, recruiting, and routines. And that's very well socialized across the organization. Everybody has a really, really clear infographic of what that means and its implications up on their desk. And then creating within each of those three, recruiting and retainers and routines, we look at where are the bottlenecks? Where are the places where we have friction? For instance, with recruiting, which has been one of our biggest drag coefficients for growth, because our work is so unique and we're so selective about culture fit. So we've had to look at how do we make this process more efficient? And we have a weekly recruiting report that's full of analytics, as well as starts to tell the story of our top candidates. Mm-hmm. And just continuing to identify what parts of this process are the black box. Mm-hmm. What parts of this process, the whole continuum that we go from, hey, we have a job post that, job position that we need to get filled, to finally having that person and breaking it down into each of the minute steps, and then continuing to collect data where we keep calibrating new and better ways to be able to run people through that funnel. And we've been doing this, across the organization, have now a virtual CFO. So we're creating a whole new level of discipline around financial strategic planning. And then we have a director of operations who's our flow chart process, master. And again, just breaking things down into routines, stuff that used to just be more informal, even our HR policies and structures, and just so many different aspects to our places of interaction, and creating a template and a checklist and a routine and socializing it across the organization. And it's giving us the confidence to know that we've got a foundation in place to support sustainable growth, that as we bring new people in, they can find themselves at home, and in a way, though, that we're continuing to keep kind of our imprimatur of our values in the way in which we structure these things. So, like our language is something that's always about relationship, emotion, heart, really establishing strong connections amongst ourselves, in this over communications style of management.